welcome to Ecommerce 360. This is Omar who runs a very successful apparel business named Elo. It is noteworthy that Elo as a brand is driven by a singular purpose, which is to make clothing sustainable. Hey Omar, how are you doing?
Very good. Thank you for having me. It's a great pleasure. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing great. So Omar, let's start by telling us a bit about yourself and how you got started on this journey.
So, my name is Umar. I am from Pakistan. I started, well, I'll just do a bit of introduction. So, I was born in Faisalabad and raised in Faisalabad, which is one of the textile hubs in Pakistan. And my father comes from a textile family. So, everybody around me had something to do with textiles. So, in a way, I kind of knew that I would be doing something with textiles when I grow up. I did my university in Edinburgh and then in Cass Business School in London.
Mhm.
And I got back and joined my family business in 2013. And at that time, there was a huge retail revolution going on in Pakistan. There were a lot of stores opening up, and a lot of these textile companies were setting up their own shop and had their own network of shops to sell their product. So I wanted to do something similar, and I pitched the idea to my father and asked him that I want to run my own retail brand, and he said okay. He gave me the green signal, and I started working on developing the brand. But after sampling and making designs, the factory, my father's factory, refused to make clothes because they were fully booked, as he works in the export business and he had a lot of export orders, and he was uncertain about me having a successful business at that time. So it didn't go through. But at the same time, a company in Canada which we worked for, which my father was working for, went bankrupt, and they had given us 50% of the payment, and the 50% of the payment was was due when we shipped the order. As the company was bankrupt, so they couldn't receive the products, and we had nowhere else to sell the product. So we decided to make a website called Export Leftovers, and the rest is history.
That's a fascinating story. Uh,
Mhm.
so, so let's start talking about how you got your first customers for your website, right? I think you already had a very successful business as far as retail is concerned, but how did you start driving traffic, driving customers to your website? How did you get them interested?
So in the beginning, it was mostly Facebook advertisement.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the day, back in 2013, it was a lot cheaper than it is now. I used to have these coupon codes, which I used to give out to people if I was traveling on the bus. If I was going to an airport, I would just give out those vouchers to everybody to just like have small engagement. And I was very enthusiastic about telling my about my brand. So if I had any chance to, you know, talk to people, I would just go out and start talking about my brand, and that's it. But I would say most of the traffic from the early days came from Facebook.
So Facebook and word of mouth marketing.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
So how did your growth look like? What were your metrics when you started, and what was your revenue when you right now? How did the growth look like for your company?
So, so for us, we have been doubling every year
Mm-hmm.
since inception. Like in the second year, we grew by 3 times because obviously the revenue was just tiny in the first year. But ever since, we have been doubling in size every year,
Mm-hmm.
and for us the main factors are obviously we are very, because we sell products at a very low price. So for us the biggest metric is return on ad spent, and the other is the sell through rate. So
Mm-hmm.
we want to sell every product within 90 days of it being published on our website. So that's the target,
Mm-hmm.
that, you know, if a product comes on, it's live, we have to sell it within 30 days. So we have, because, you know, we work with limited money, with limited budget, limited warehouse space. So having a good sell-through rate is very important, and then focusing on high profitability products is also very important. So we look at the net margins as well.
So, talking about selling, do you have regular customers? Do you have your customer base where people keep coming back
Mhm.
to you, within the time that you publish your products? Do they come back? Do you notify them? And how does that process work?
So yeah, so have so we started an app in 2018 or 19, and now we have around 1 million downloads for Android and iOS apps. So a lot of our customers come through the app, and we have a repeat customer rate which falls between 60 to 70%. Right now, I was checking today, it was 69%. So there's a huge repeat customer rate for us. And the way we entice our customers is by using promo codes, and then we have like a weekly deal. So
Mhm,
the customers come to our website just to check out what's on deal, because the prices are just so low that it's like a deal of a lifetime for them. So they
mhm,
always come back to the website to look at our weekly deals. And then the newsletter is another option. Then we do a lot of web push notifications,
mhm,
which bring in a lot of customers. Then we send a weekly SMS talking about new products or
mhm,
deals or
mhm.
stuff like that. Yeah.
That's great. That's great. Talking about engagement, could you give us a sneak preview into your tech stack? What does your tech stack look like for your e-commerce business?
So for us, we do like with so most of the customer engagement, we have this ticketing system called Zendesk. So all
Mm-hmm.
the customer inquiries go into Zendesk, and it is very easy for us to reply to every single customer. So the customer engagement rate is pretty high, and we try to get like an answer within 5 minutes. Oh, sorry, 5 hours. So we operate between 9 to 6.
Mm-hmm.
So at night time we get about 2,000 tickets a day,
Wow.
and we get them solved within 5 hours time.
Okay, so that reminds me, what kind of tickets like, hog your Zendesk? Because we have noticed, also we have heard from our customers that, where is my order query is the most
Mhm,
common. So
mhm.
what do your tickets look like generally?
So a lot of these are like, what are my order, where is my order status, and
Mm-hmm.
like we used to have those bots, but the problem with the bots in Pakistan is like the some of the customers would write half English, half Urdu, half Punjabi, half some made up language, so the bot wouldn't be
Uh,
able to answer that.
that's it. Okay.
So yeah, because people don't write only in Urdu or only in English, and even in Urdu there are no bots sophisticated enough at the moment to
Mm-hmm.
answer those
Mm-hmm.
questions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but you are right. About 50% of the tickets are just like, very simple questions like, where's my order? And then you they give
Mm-hmm.
them the tracking number, and it gets solved. And a lot of the customers would send you a message on Facebook, would send you a message on Instagram, would send you an email on your email, and then so there would be multiple tickets, but we still consider them in those 2,000 tickets. And then there are like a lot of complications that we sent you I wanted to exchange my item, I sent you the item, but I haven't received it, so where is the
Mm-hmm.
status?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, stuff like that. Even though everything, we send an email to the customer if we receive the order, if we have received the order for exchange. We also send them an SMS, but still customers in Pakistan want to be on top of everything. So they will send you an email even if they received an email from us.
Okay. Okay. Got it. Got it. They're very
Yeah,
anxious
yeah,
and
they are. I think
they're
it's similar to
very,
India as well.
yeah. So slightly shifting gears here. So, what has been, the change in your approach in generating revenues from the time you started until now, right? Has it changed? You said you started with Facebook ads and a lot of word of mouth marketing. There been
Hmm.
a greater emphasis on retention compared to acquisition, or Has it been, kind of a mix of both, or have you doubled on certain channels and let go of certain other channels? How have things changed now that you have so much of experience over the years?
For me, I still think we have a lot of emphasis on Facebook and Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
We ran a lot of ads on Google AdWords, but
Mm-hmm.
for some reason they didn't perform uh, as we expected it. The Google ads run very well for retargeting, but getting a new customer, I think it's more expensive compared to Facebook. I would say definitely we are spending a lot more money on our newsletter
Okay.
and creating engaging content for social media. Earlier on, our content was much simpler, just putting a photo of the product. But
Mm-hmm.
now we create content which kind of tells the usage or the features of the product. So more detailed social media engagement, I would say, is another thing that we are working on. Additionally, I think the best click through rate which we receive is ironically through SMS still, which is strange, but SMS works really well for us when we want to do a promo uh, blast campaign.
That's
So that's interesting. But
mm-hmm.
now we are trying to work more on prospecting new customers and then retargeting it. So again, Facebook, a mix of Facebook and Google Ads for that. We're also trying uh, tipping our toes into and trying testing TikTok and Snapchat as well.
Okay. How is that working?
Well, with TikTok, we ran one campaign
Mm-hmm.
which got us a lot of traffic, but unfortunately, the bounce rate for that day was 99%. We got a half a million people visiting the website,
Mm-hmm.
but unfortunately, there were not that many purchases. So maybe the TikTok audience is not as mature compared to other social media platforms. That's what I feel.
Okay, that's great. So I think that was like my concluding question as well, right? What are the latest e-commerce trends that you have adopted?
Mhm.
Also, if you want to recommend upcoming e-commerce stores with any hacks, what would your recommendation would be?
I would say influencer marketing is on the rise, and I would say if you can get some influencer marketing, if somebody who is who creates good content, get them on board. Try to make try ask them to make videos for you, and I think that is very important. We were not working much with influencers before, but now I think if you want to, because that gives you validation,
Yeah.
so you have to have somebody who is popular, who is a known face in the social media platforms to be on your side. So I would say invest in your influencer marketing, and then obviously affiliate marketing, having brand ambassadors, they go a long way as well. So yeah.
Okay. Okay, that sounds great. Awesome. I think we have come to the conclusion of the interview. Thank you so much, Omar, for taking the time and letting us know your hacks, your strategies in scaling your business.
Hmm.
Um, uh, we hope you enjoyed it as much we did. Uh, so until next time, see you.
Thank you. Bye bye.